I'm in Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida to check out the alleged connections between Walt Disney and Freemasonry. Welcome to the Scottish Rite Freemasonry channel. I'm Maynard Edwards, 33rd degree. There are a lot of alleged connections between Walt Disney and Freemasonry. However, which of those are real, which of those are not real? If you stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you about one Easter egg that was here in Walt Disney World, but has mysteriously disappeared. And we'll also tell you about a few Masonic connections that are not really legitimate here at Walt Disney World. There is one significant connection between Walt Disney and Freemasonry, and that comes by way of the Order of DeMolay. Despite many conspiracy theories claiming Walt Disney was a Mason, he in fact never joined the Masonic fraternity. He was, however, a member of the Order of DeMolay. Founded in 1919 in Kansas City, Missouri, the Order of DeMolay, now known as DeMolay International, is a fraternal organization for young men aged 12 to 21, founded by Frank S. Land. Frank Land, known as Dad Land to DeMolay the world over, was a Scottish Rite Freemason, and he used the values of Scottish Rite Freemasonry as the foundation for the young men's youth group. Walt Disney spent many of his formative years in Kansas City. He was the 107th member of the mother chapter of DeMolay, having joined in March of 1920, and Walt and Dad Land knew each other quite well. Walt Disney left Kansas City for Hollywood in 1923, but the values of DeMolay stayed with Walt throughout his life. In 1931, Walt Disney returned to Kansas City to receive the DeMolay Legion of Honor, the highest honor conferred by DeMolay. Between 1932 and 1935, a series of Disney comic strips were produced featuring DeMolay. Iconic Disney characters like Mickey Mouse and Pluto were depicted as the characters in meetings of Barnyard Chapter Order of DeMolay. And though these strips bore Walt Disney's branding signature, they were actually created by Fred Spencer, one of Disney's early illustrators, who was also a former member of DeMolay. While it's true that many DeMolay go on to become Freemasons, Walt Disney wasn't one of them. And there's no evidence to show he was ever initiated as a Mason before his death in 1965. So, the Order of DeMolay is an authentic connection between Walt Disney and Freemasonry. Even though DeMolay is not exactly run by a Grand Lodge, it's still considered a Masonic thing, if you will. Now, in terms of things happening here in Disney World in 2024, let's go around the park a little bit and check out a few of those alleged Masonic connections. Haunted Mansion is my favorite. Now, one of the first alleged Masonic connections we should mention is actually Main Street, USA. This is the main drag in the Magic Kingdom, right as you walk in the front gate, and also at Disneyland. And this was allegedly patterned after Independence, Missouri. Now, Independence, Missouri is the hometown of our 33rd president, brother, Harry Truman, who was, in fact, a 33rd degree Mason. But that's actually not true. Even though a lot of people say this is meant to represent Independence, Missouri, it's actually a conglomeration of several towns. And there is one in Missouri on the list. That is Marceline, Missouri, where Walt Disney basically grew up. So this first connection is not really legit at all. But let's head over to Liberty Square, because there are a few things there that we should check out in terms of Masonic connections. I'm in Liberty Square right now, which is Walt Disney World's tribute to American history. Now, obviously, anytime you're going to talk about early American history, that's going to overlap with American Freemasonry. And here's a prominent example, the Liberty Bell. So many Masonic connections. We're going to do a whole separate video on the Liberty Bell in the very near future, so stay tuned for that. But there are a few other Masonic connections around Liberty Square that really are just connections to American history. But there's one that I want to debunk immediately. The Hall of Presidents. Every day on our channel, I get comments to the effect that all the American presidents were Freemasons. This is actually not true at all. Only 14 American presidents were Freemasons. And yes, we begin with George Washington, and on into the 20th century, the last true Freemason to become the president was Gerald Ford. And there were 12 others mixed in between there. But if you want to know more about the link between the US presidency and Freemasonry, click that link above to watch some of the videos with my buddy Chris Woolley. He's written an entire book about the White House and the Freemasons. You know, there's a lot of hate for the Enchanted Tiki Room. I like the Enchanted Tiki Room. That's Clyde and Claude. One of the biggest Masonic connections, and I mean biggest because it's an island, is Tom Sawyer Island. Tom Sawyer, of course, a character created by brother Samuel Clemens, aka Mark Twain. But that's Mark Twain's connection to Freemasonry, so that's not really a Disney connection to Freemasonry. If you're a Disney fan at all, you have likely heard of Club 33. Club 33 is the most exclusive club in the entire Disney zeitgeist. The initiation fee is rumored to be around $33,000 to become a member of Club 33. And what this is these are exclusive restaurants and lounges with tons of perks in Disneyland and Disney World. And as I said, it is not cheap, and to get in, there has to be an invite. Obviously, with the number 33 being associated, people assume this is some sort of Masonic connection. For one, it's exclusive and expensive, so it's mysterious because very few people can actually join. And two, the number 33 and 33rd degree Masons, and so on and so forth. But the reason behind the number 33 in Club 33 is that at its original location in Disneyland in California, 33 was the street number where that club was located. It was located in New Orleans Square. It's still there today, and that is still the home of the original location. However, there are Club 33 lounges in basically every Disney park, including Walt Disney World. And here's how you find Club 33 inside Walt Disney World. First, you're going to start at Adventureland. So come in the main gate just like I did and walk immediately to your left once you get towards the castle and go into Adventureland. As you cross from Main Street into Adventureland over this little footbridge, follow along this fence line until you come to a little break in the fence, and there you will see hidden in plain sight the logo, the buzzer, and the button to get you in to Club 33, if you're a member. There is the absolutely top secret entrance to Club 33 here inside the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World. Now, there are also Club 33 locations over in Hollywood Studios. There's one in Epcot. There's one in Animal Kingdom. And basically every Disney park around the world, somewhere hidden is that little logo. And if you're a member of Club 33, your magic band will get you into that club. However, I've tried, and my magic band does not get me in, even though I am a 33rd degree Scottish Rite Mason. I would think if anybody could get in, I could if there was a Masonic connection, but there isn't. So Club 33, exclusive, expensive, secret, but has nothing to do with Freemasonry. It just has to do with the building address of the original location. I promised I would tell you about a legitimate Masonic Easter egg here at Walt Disney World that has vanished mysteriously. This is Big Thunder Mountain, one of the best roller coasters in the world, in my opinion. It's not the biggest, it's not the fastest, but it's just one of the most fun. And it is an entire mountain that they built this roller coaster around. On the back side, and we'll show you some video, there was a dock that had a small box on it. We've got pictures of this small box, so we know that it existed. And the box said Hiram Abiff's working tools on the outside of it, and it had some very specific Masonic symbols painted on the side. I just got off the Liberty Bell boat, where we went all the way around the island, and the box is missing. Now, the dock is still there. Some of the other set dressing that they used to make Big Thunder Mountain is still there, but the box that had Hiram Abiff's working tools is nowhere to be found. So the one legitimate Masonic Easter egg here in Walt Disney World has gone. That is going to wrap up our trip to Walt Disney World to investigate the connections between Walt Disney and Freemasonry. And really, other than DeMolay, there are not any connections between Disney and Masonry. He wasn't a Mason, and all the alleged references in the park are basically just coincidences. And I know people don't believe that, but that's the truth. That's kind of the way it is. So thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, give us a thumbs up, drop a comment below. If you think I missed something here in the park, let me know, and I'll convince the boss that we need to come back down here to investigate further. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I'm Maynard Edwards. We'll catch you next time. See if I can try and get.
Hey, you jerk! Get lost.
Sorry.
Go on.
Sorry.
Ram. Beat it.
Sorry, Mr. Mouse. How loud is it?